We're live, we're local, we're CBS3. Tonight, local businesses are hoping for a boost as aircrafts take to the skies this weekend and thousands of people come to watch. Plus, check your pipes. That's the message from Duluth officials as high lead levels are found in some homes. And later, after a year of virtual learning, one local school is getting creative and making summer classes something kids want to participate in.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. In just 4 days, the Duluth Air Show will take to the skies once again. After getting canceled last year, event organizers say this show will be bigger and better than ever. CBS3's Kendall Jarbo explains how large crowds in Duluth this weekend will impact more than just the airport.
Airplanes aren't the only thing flying high this weekend. This year's Duluth Air Show is expected to draw in record-breaking crowds.
You can feel the excitement of everyone you talk to, everybody in the community, and in just a couple of days we're going to have all these amazing acts here and all these amazing people. It's exciting to be part of.
The air show has done away with COVID capacity limits, which could bring upwards of 50,000 people to Duluth to catch acts like the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. That will mean an economic boost for the air show and the Twin Ports.
Hopefully staying in one of the hotels, maybe having dinner at one of the restaurants downtown, buying gas here, buying supplies, whatever it is. So that generates a lot of revenue for the community of Duluth.
Total revenue for the city usually nears $10 million. Organizers anticipate this event will help the community's economy and spirits soar.
The excitement can be felt, it can be heard, literally, when the airplanes come into town, and we want people to really come up here and participate in that.
VIP and reserve tickets are sold out, but you can still buy general admission tickets online or at Menards. To purchase a ticket, we have a link at cbs3duluth.com. Thousands of businesses and unemployed workers in Minnesota could soon get a major tax break. The Minnesota legislature's tax bill features nearly $1 billion in tax cuts over the next 4 years. The bill includes about $650 million in tax relief on federal emergency loans received by businesses and for unemployment insurance benefits received by workers. Lawmakers on both sides appear to be in agreement on the bill. Minnesota's governor is asking for money to give state troopers and Capitol Police body cameras. It would cost $7.5 million to buy and maintain the cameras. That proposal is within the state's transportation funding package, which could come up for a vote later this week. The bill also includes money to add nearly 24 state troopers and a dozen additional Capitol security officers. Body cameras are standard for many local police departments, but the state has been slower in adding them to its forces. A wildfire burning on the Iron Range is now mostly contained. The fire started by a downed power line, which has been burning since Friday on Highway 135 and Rockalo Road near Embarrass. Today, fire crews say the wildfire is 95% contained. It's burned a total of 60 acres. No buildings were damaged, and thankfully, no one was hurt. Crews say they are still working on dousing some hot spots. Fire officials warn of drought conditions and ask everyone to be extra careful when starting any type of fire, and bonfires are discouraged. Peter's here for a first check of the weather. Glad to see that fire is 95% contained.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of the rain we've been seeing helps.
All that rain over the past few days certainly helped the situation up there. And we are still running a bit of a deficit, but we're still seeing some rain on satellite and radar right now as well, actually. As you can see, some of that rain began to enter the picture in far northwestern portions of Minnesota a few hours ago. And they began to work their way south and east as we headed through the rest of the afternoon and towards the evening hours. Not really expecting too many more showers to fire up for the afternoon and the evening tonight. I think most of the night is looking pretty good as well. Currently for us here in Duluth, as you can see, a little bit of sunshine out there as well. Temperatures just shy of 70 at 69 degrees right now, but still breezy with that southwest wind in place at 14 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, as you can see, out west, they definitely surpassed that 70-degree mark. Still a tad cooler by the lake, though, with temperatures in the mid and upper 60s there. Forecast for tonight, temperatures falling back into the mid and upper 50s. Definitely not worried about frost tonight. And that summer-like temperature trend continues as we head towards the 80s tomorrow. Just how long does that nice weather stick around? I'll break it all down coming up. Kristen?
Thank you, Peter. The city of Duluth is worried about lead in your drinking water, especially for those who live in older homes. The Environmental Protection Agency is changing its lead and copper level standards in drinking water. These new regulations will take effect in 2024, but the city of Duluth is getting a head start on what work needs to be done. CBS 3's Emma Quinn breaks down new testing data the city received and what you can do to lower your lead limits.
Shocking lead water levels in Duluth's older homes have city officials taking proactive measures ahead of changes to federal lead level guidelines.
This year, our staff and Jim wanted to be really proactive in collecting 100 samples 3 years ahead of new federal guidelines.
The current Environmental Protection Agency lead limit is 15 parts per billion. About 30 of 100 homes the city tested in April were above that limit, but that's not the only concern.
The testing results are also changing. Trigger level for the new system is now going to be 10 parts per billion.
The testing data shows almost 50 homes hit that 10 parts per billion limit. City officials say while no lead water is safe to drink, there are ways to decrease levels in intake, especially if you live in an older home. Public work officials say you should let the water flush for a few minutes before preparing any food or drink. Now, some might think this is a waste of water, but public work officials say otherwise.
Don't like to waste water, but the public health benefits of that small amount of water outweigh what we might be wasting.
The city knows of roughly 5,000 public properties which need water line replacements and are working to find out how many private properties need replacing.
We are actively pursuing grant money from the state and federal level so we can continue to do it on the public side as well as the private side. That's going to be our new initiative that we're pursuing.
City officials are hopeful being proactive in this process will help the health and safety of the community.
City officials say, according to the recent study, there is no neighborhood that has better or worse lead levels, and they will continue to test homes. Public Works Department officials say the average cost to replace one property's water service line is about $8,000. For more information on how to get your levels tested, you can find a link on our website. The Duluth man accused of killing a St. Cloud professor now faces 3 felony charges, including second-degree murder. 45-year-old Jason Beckman appeared in court today. According to court documents, Beckman drove from Duluth to St. Cloud Saturday. When his car broke down, he's accused of stealing another around 5:30 Sunday morning. Surveillance video shows Beckman speeding down a road 40 minutes later and crashing into a yard. He knocked on the door of the home and shot the homeowner twice when he answered the door. The victim was longtime St. Cloud State professor Edward Ward. Police say Beckman admitted to the shooting and had the gun on him when he was arrested. A suspect is on the run tonight after an armed robbery in Duluth. It happened at Saudi Smoke Shop on 16th Avenue East and London Road around 11:40 this morning. Police say the suspect had a handgun and ran off with an unknown amount of cash. Authorities are still looking for them tonight. You should call the Violent Crimes Unit with any information. That number is on your screen. It's also on our website. A Proctor Elementary School is hoping to make up for lost learning time during the pandemic with a hands-on approach to a new summer school program. Bayview Elementary is hosting 3 weeks of summer school programming. About 100 students from Bayview and Pike Lake Elementary are signed up. This is the first time the school district has held a summer camp like this. They're paying for it with federal COVID funding. The camp focuses on one theme each week, like space, land, or water. School officials say they are excited for students to have engaging opportunities after more than a year of distance learning.
What I want is experiential learning. I want kids to experience some of the things that they maybe missed this year. We didn't do a lot of field trips. We didn't get out to do the typical things that we do.
Today, kids were out learning about draft horses, bike safety, gardening, and the Ojibwe language. Michigan is fully open once again. After 15 months of capacity restrictions and being hit by the country's worst surge of COVID infections this spring, the state lifted all of its pandemic restrictions today. Restaurants and bars were still under capacity limits. There were also caps on indoor events. Masks are now only required in healthcare settings. And today, Governor Whitmer told Michiganders this is their time to celebrate But with the Delta variant spreading, unvaccinated folks need to get a shot.
We need to give a little grace when we see someone who hasn't yet but has questions. Let's wrap our arms around them. Let's keep them safe, but also let's work to make sure that we get them vaccinated. Because right now we do know that the Delta variant is real, and we got to take it seriously.
Whitmer also announced she's proposing using $100 million of aid from the Biden administration to fully fund Futures for Frontliners, a new state scholarship program for frontline workers who worked during the state's COVID-19 shutdown. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, city councilors voted to donate a longtime Duluth staple. What the nonprofit hopes to do with the donation. Next.
And it's a cool night up the North Shore. Grand Marais coming in at 55 degrees. But we're slowly beginning to warm things up. 70s mostly for today, 80s by tomorrow. I'll break it all down coming up.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about, it's not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Parks and stuff. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Use purchase allowance to get up to 12% below MSRP on 2021 Buick SUVs. Visit your Lake Country Buick dealer.
The new Kubota LX Series, built with comfort and versatility to outlast any job on the list. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Bullet Implement.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-945-8449 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
It's showtime. Ah! It's all good. English tea on the 405, why not? That'd be cool.
Guess tea on the 405 is not a good idea.
I'm broadcasting to you from my garage. I don't think there's anything cooler. Back and forth. I can't be doing the bit. We're going to make history.
Get busy.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's.
And welcome back. Some places definitely dealing with really cool temperatures to start off our morning today. Some places like Hibbing, they seem to be the cold spot today, coming in at 36 degrees. Other places coming in slightly warmer, as you can see, Ely or Big Fork, all coming in at 39 degrees. So some of those plants that are a little sensitive to the cold might have definitely want to cover them up and bring them inside last night. But the good news is tonight we are not dealing with that issue. From Duluth International right now, high temperature was 70 degrees, so just 4 degrees shy of average. And last night's low came in at 41 degrees, still 10 degrees shy of what averages for 52 for our overnight low. And no rain as of the day so far at Duluth International, but that could change as we head through the rest of the evening tonight. But I don't think we're probably going to see all that much more rain for the night tonight. Satellite radar shows right now we had some storms and rain fire up, especially from far northwestern Minnesota towards the international border. That began to work their way south and east as we headed through the rest of the evening tonight. And those are going to begin to diminish as we head through the rest of the evening tonight. And we're really probably not talking about too much more in terms of rain through the rest of the night tonight. So forecast shows as we head through the rest of the night tonight, all of those rain showers that are left over are going to begin to fizzle out and die down as we head towards about 10 o'clock. Then for overnight hours, probably just talking about maybe a few more clouds off to our north, but otherwise probably mostly clear skies. And we're going to start off the day tomorrow rather the same way as well, and not nearly as cold, not 40s and 30s, probably talking about 50s and 60s for overnight lows tonight. As we head towards tomorrow morning, starting off the day, we have a rather nice day, probably partly cloudy skies overhead for a good portion of the day, more in terms of sun than we saw today as well. But then as we head towards Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, you begin to see some more clouds fill in, and then some thunderstorms fire up as we head towards Wednesday at 7 p.m. And you see those yellows, reds, and oranges up towards the Arrowhead region. Some of those could be strong to severe storms, something we're going to want to keep an eye on. And that kind of continues as we head through the rest of Wednesday night into Thursday. Early Thursday morning, 3 a.m., you can see those really intense shades of red down there in Wisconsin as well as the UP of Michigan. Those could be strong storms as well. The good news is they're not long-lasting at all. As we wake up for the day on Thursday, probably dealing with mostly sunny skies, and those persist through the day on Thursday as well. But back to those storms Wednesday night into Thursday, something we're going to want to keep an eye on because right now, Storm Prediction Center has them under a level 1 out of 5, so marginal risk. What we're talking about with these storms is we could see them go strong to severe, the biggest threat being damaging wind and possibly some hail, but it doesn't look like they're going to be that widespread. But first, your forecast for tonight. Not nearly as cool as we were last night, that is for sure. Temperatures for most falling back into the upper 40s as well as lower 50s. 51 for us down by Lake, 49 on top of the hill, 49 in Cloquet as well, and in Hinckley, 50 degrees in Aiken. For Wisconsin as well as the UP, they're cooling down to the mid and upper 50s down there as well. Temperatures tomorrow, we're all getting close to that 80-degree mark, with the exception of up the North Shore, where they're still a tad cooler because of lake breeze in place. Temperatures elsewhere out west could be approaching the 90-degree mark for some. 7-day forecast shows that we have that thunderstorm threat for Wednesday night into Thursday, but we dry things out for the weekend.
Not too bad. I'm glad there's a warm-up because
yes.
We're getting closer to the 4th of July, and all I have is sunshine on my mind.
I don't want 30s like the day after summer starts.
No, I know. It's too cold.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peter.
Yep.
We have all winter for that cold, right? The Duluth City Council voted unanimously last night to donate a 1900s replica Viking ship to a local nonprofit. Save Our Ship Incorporated asked the City Council for ownership in May. The 42-foot ship was originally gifted to the city in 1927. Following the donor's wishes, it was on display in Leif Erikson Park for many years until it fell into disrepair and was placed in storage. The organization's mission is to restore the boat and build a structure to display it while also protecting it from the weather. Some big improvements are coming to Duluth's Hartley Nature Center. Last night, the Duluth City Council approved $2.5 million for renovations to the building and nearby outdoor space. $250,000 is city money. The rest is from a state grant and Hartley's nonprofit. Hartley leaders are planning to add 2 new classrooms, more restrooms, a new meeting space, and more. They also want to make the area more ADA accessible. Hartley leaders say they've seen a lot more interest in their educational programs lately, and they hope this expansion will help.
After an incredible walk-off win last night, Twins looking to make it 6 in a row, plus a change in leadership coming at St. Scholastica.
Thursdays are a favorite day at Fond du Luth Casino with Kiosk Cash.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
I'm Dr. Zan Corville. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at St. Luke's. Dealing with foot and ankle pain, it can be debilitating because these are complicated joints. And so there's different ways to manage each of these problems. Most can be treated without surgery. I'm a busy mom with 2 young children. We try to do things as a family that we can all enjoy. I love being part of a team and working as an orthopedist to help people return to athletics or getting people back on their feet so they have less pain for daily living.
Dear Tech, Toyota has 24 vehicles with standard Apple CarPlay. Let's connect. Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Ahoy, me hearties! June is time for a mass-D fortune at Grand Casino Hinckley. Inside the golden treasure chest is $65,000 in cash and prizes. Be sure to be on deck June 12th and 26th, and you could be one of 70 Buccaneers to catch some loot. The top prize is $10,000 cash. And if you're the last standing, you'll make off with all the unclaimed prizes. Yo ho ho! Let's go, Grand Casino. Let your story begin.
Mediacom is winning awards across the U.S., keeping you connected, keeping you safe, rising to the challenge, challenging the limits. Thanks to our award-winning employees, never settling, never backing down, always planning ahead, and always getting better. Mediacom is proud to be named 2021 U.S. Best Managed Company by Deloitte and the Wall Street Journal.
Nick Bolton here to tell you about the newest tack-light innovation, the Bell & Howell Tack Pen. We made a tack light the size of a pen, visible up to 2 nautical miles away, has a disorienting defensive strobe, zooms in to focus its beam wherever you want, and won't quit even in the most bitter cold or extreme heat. And yes, it survived getting run over by my Humvee. Clips to your pockets so you can take it anywhere, can help you make quick repairs or break a window in an emergency. It even functions like a regular pen. There's just nothing like it on the market today.
Act now to get your Bell & Howell Tack Pen for just $19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. Like all of our tactical products, it features genuine Bell & Howell craftsmanship, backed by our 10-year warranty. While supplies last, you can get a second one. Just pay a separate fee. Get yours today.
To order, call 1-800-363-5604 or go to buytackpen.com. That's 1-800-363-5604, or you can order online at buytackpen.com.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
After 2 years as the athletic director over at St. Scholastica, Franco Bari has announced his resignation. He will head up the Saints athletic department through the end of the month before returning to his alma mater, St. Lawrence University, out in New York. Bari helped guide St. Scholastica through the COVID-19 pandemic, with 19 of their 22 intercollegiate teams competing this spring semester, with 9 of them capturing conference championships. The Saints also captured back-to-back UMAC Jerome Cruz all sports trophies under Bari, and St. Scholastica will be transitioning into the MIAC this fall, and the search to find a new AD will begin immediately. 5 in a row. You heard me correctly. A walk-off win is how the Twins capped off last night's game around 1:00 a.m. against the Cincinnati Reds. Now, we don't even have time to recap that walk-off win because the Twins had a matinee with Cincy today. Gilberto Celestino showing off the glove in the top of the second. Cincy would grab the early lead, top of the fourth. Twins get on the board. Ryan Jeffers lifts one for a 2-run shot, and the Twins pull ahead 2-1, but another lead change coming soon. Top of the fifth, Jesse Winker smacks a double off the wall, putting the Reds ahead 3-2. The Twins would combine for 5 runs in the 8th, but not enough. They split the 2-game series against the Reds. Remembering the life and legacy of Tom Curvers. Curvers, a pillar of the hockey community, passed away yesterday after a 2.5-year battle with lung cancer at the age of 58. Curvers was an exceptional hockey player, becoming the first ever Hobie Baker Award winner at UMD. Then he went to go on and play 11 seasons in the NHL. But what most people, including the UMD coaching staff, recall about TK's legacy is who he was away from the ice.
No matter what you did on the ice, it was no excuse not to be a good person and a genuine person, and so that's how we feel like we need to, treat everyone, and he exemplified that to the greatest degree. He didn't care if you were the head coach or the assistant equipment manager. He treated you the same, and I think that's just so rare to find in life.
Well, it's summer, so it's time for summer camps, and back for its 6th year in the Twin Ports Pro Development Camp, perfect for younger hockey players to learn from the pros. Camp founder Brett Olson wraps up his 9th year of playing overseas in Germany and is joined by some other well-known Northland hockey names, former UMD players Andy Walensky and Brendan Kotick, and just added this year, 2012 Hobey Baker winner Jack Connolly.
We've had a pretty stable group of coaches that have come through the years. We have guys that have had a lot of experience amongst many professional leagues, and even in college right now with some of the other people that we bring in, especially with how important hockey is to the area. Just adds another developmental aspect for players around here to hone their game a little bit.
The camp runs July 26th through the 29th for boys and girls in Squirt, 10U, Pee Wee, 12U, Bantam, 15U. You can head to portsprodevelopment.com for more info. We also have a link on our website, CBS3Duluth.com, and click on the sports tab. I miss summer camps.
I know, me too. I used to always do a volleyball camp at UMD.
Oh, so fun. Yeah, they were the best. They kept you busy.
Yes. Got us away from our parents for a little bit.
Got me away from my parents were like, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Go play volleyball for 5 hours.
Thanks, Kelly. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, over the past month, a deadly intersection in Itasca County has taken the lives of 3 Minnesotans. And today, safety improvements to that intersection was a large talking point at the Minnesota State Capitol. Tonight, we'll hear from our local lawmakers on the progress being made in St. Paul. Well, tonight, scientists believe they may have found a way to study the interior of Venus without landing on its surface. NASA and Caltech have developed a balloon that's able to detect earthquakes on Earth. Barometers, which measure changes in air pressure, are attached to the high-altitude balloons. Using the technology, scientists were able to detect aftershocks of an earthquake in California back in 2019. Scientists are hoping this technique can be used to reveal the mysteries of Venus due to the fact that nothing is able to land on the planet because its temperatures and air pressure are so high. Well, we haven't had that high of temperatures around here lately.
No, but the barometer and high pressure for us is actually good news because it's on its way in right now, and the weather should be really nice soon. Right. But we got to get there first. We got some thunderstorm threat for Wednesday into Thursday, but then we clear things out really nice for today on Thursday as well. Temperatures climbing into the lower 80s on Thursday. Cool things down a little bit for Friday, and the weekend looks good as well. Maybe a small shot of rain on Sunday.
Near the 80s again, though. That's what I like to see. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.